phone here. Hey, Nick, we ready?
Yeah, dude, my computer completely froze up, and I can't get out of the frickin' chat. It won't send me back into the regular conversation. Can you switch me over?
Yeah, you're in now, and everybody, I'm just going to add them on here. Let's see here. The first one, we have Dylan's dad, Andy, correct?
That's right.
All right, we got, on the next line, we got Sal. Is that you?
That's me.
Okay, and the next one, I don't know who this one is. Who's this one? You're live on Totally Different Radio. Who's this?
Serena.
Serena. Okay, I'm going to mark you down. And let's see to the last one. And the last one, you're on Totally Different Radio.
Nick.
All right, Nick. How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Totally Different Radio.
Thank you for having us.
So, you know, the funny thing is, as I was going through and putting together some questions for you, the thing I was thinking to myself was, it's been basically about almost a year now since you guys have come into my radar of life. And I was thinking to myself, like, at this point in your lives now, do you go back and look at your YouTube videos from a year or more and think, we were such little kids then?
Yeah, well, we do think that a lot, that we've grown so much since we first started. And here we are now on the radio, and it's just really cool to be here.
Yeah, imagine, though, as time goes on, and you keep looking back at those videos and seeing how you have matured and grown up. It's going to be a weird feeling for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
It's weird to see how we all changed in appearance, too, the way, you know, some of us got taller, some of us, you know, it's kind of weird to see that from past videos and the way we are now, so it's pretty awesome.
Now, not just being kids physically growing up, how about musically? You can hear in the new EP that just came out, Just Enough, musically you kids are growing as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've all actually gotten, like, a much more experience, and we've all practiced a lot more, so that, like, helped us also.
Yeah, I believe it's been 2 years we've been together, and we've all matured together, musically wise, too, also.
Wow. So you guys can definitely feel yourselves maturing as a band as well?
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, like, you know, all of us, how our songs are progressing from our first song, and how all of us can play certain things now that before we really couldn't do it, and now we're just becoming such a experienced band that we know what we're doing now, and we're on the right track. So
we look back on our first song, and we listened that, like, why did we do this? Because we've just grown so much that we can play so much better stuff now.
Now, what was the first song you guys wrote together?
It was called Just Enough. Just Begun.
Yeah, it was good for when we wrote it, and we thought it was like the best song ever because it was our first song. And then my dad told me that, you know, as time goes on and we start making new songs, it's going to be better and better every time. And I see what he means now, because Just Enough and our new songs, Higher Love, they're all just so much better than we heard Just Begun. And recording it was also really, really fun. So it was a lot better experience than Just Begun.
That's awesome. Now, how about something I was thinking of? Like, I was thinking, like, back when I was your guys' age, you know, being in like junior high, high school, there would be like once a year they would do, like, the school would do either, well, they sometimes would do both. They would do a battle of the bands or a talent show where they would actually like pick winners. Like, do they tell you guys, like, you guys cannot enter because you're professionals?
Well, I never try to be in the talent show because it's just, I like doing more stuff outside of school than in school. Like, I don't like to be in school. I would like to be in a band outside of school because it's more fun.
Yeah, and also
there's more opportunities in, like, outside.
Now let me ask you
And
guys, is that because there's a lot of haters at school and they might run their mouth, so you just kind of keep the world separate, or?
Yeah, like in a way, but like if we ever go to a show, people at our school, like a different genre of music, like rap or whatever, and then when they hear this, they think it's the most boring thing they've ever heard in their life because they're not used to hearing it that much, and they don't know what it is. But I'm sure if they knew, if they started listening to it and started, like even trying to listen to the songs that we're playing, then I'm pretty sure they would get into it. But for now, we're playing for people who would enjoy it and people who would like to hear it. So that's what we play shows for.
Cool. Now, tonight, I'm taking that's why Andy, Dylan's dad's on the phone. Dylan can't be here tonight because he's playing somewhere else?
Well, Dylan's here. Dylan literally just got off the stage at Carnegie Hall about 25 minutes ago. So
That's
he's
amazing.
actually the one he's been talking here. Dylan, I'm going to let you continue. Tell him all about what you did tonight.
Yeah, it was a really great experience. Well, we had to get here at like 5, and we went to sound check, and then right after the sound check, we had to go on. It went really quick, but it was really amazing to see the huge stage and lights and the people.
Now, who did you play with tonight, Dylan?
I played with a citywide jazz band, and it was the
Wow.
first year that they ever did this.
Wow,
And this was the
that's
first
amazing.
year the first year that the jazz band was allowed to play at Carnegie Hall.
Dylan, you've played on some pretty big stages, and Carnegie Hall, you got to be, like, really shocked with the stages you've played on. All of you kids should be.
Yeah. Especially,
This is the second time.
Now, like Dylan just said, he's playing in this jazz band. Do any of the other members, do you play in any other, like, school bands or any other type of bands, outside projects?
Yeah, I play in a school band, but it's not as fun because the kids at my school aren't as into it as other people are in other schools. But they'll play and they'll go along to it, but they're just not as into it. So I don't, I'm not big into the whole school band thing.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, me neither.
I usually marching bands in my school, and it's pretty cool if I ever wanted to learn some more tricks, like to twirl the stick better and to just do more tricks and how to be better on the snare drum or something else. But I never really just got into that.
So it's more or less something to just something to hone your skills a little better.
Yeah.
Especially with reading music and stuff like that, that's a big thing. So, I get taught how to read it, lessons and stuff like that, but it's just reading.
So are you guys excited about the new EP getting released now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's really cool that
the last one was really successful, so I feel like this one would be even better because we made even better songs.
Yeah,
Beautiful and Crazy was really good, but I feel like Just Enough and Higher Love are a little bit better.
Like, just by listening by all of the EPs, we can see how much that we've progressed over time. Like, as Dylan said in the beginning, when we listened to our first song, Just Begun, I always get them mixed up. We always go back and listen to it and see how much we've progressed over time, and we've been very successful.
There's actually a really funny story. Me and my dad were in the car one time, and I saw our old CD laying around with Just Begun on it, and I told my dad I wanted to put it in just to hear it because this was 3 months ago when we started making better songs and started recording songs in the studio. So my dad put it into the car, and I heard Just Begun, and Serena sounded completely different. It didn't sound like what she did today, and my guitar solo was just the basic whatever on the same frets every time, and it was weird to hear how much came from Just Begun to what we're recording now in the studio. So pretty cool.
Yeah, as I was listening to it, I talked to I guess it's your father, Sal, Mike, last night.
Yeah.
And I downloaded it off iTunes, and I was listening to it last night, and I instantly, when I said to myself, like, you can just hear the maturity and how much better these kids are getting, which is scary. I mean, it really is. I mean, you kids, when you guys, by the time you guys are like 20 years old, I mean, you'll be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hopefully.
That would be an amazing moment.
Now, are you guys finding it easier as you go along to write new music?
It is, because a little more older
We're
songs.
definitely more experienced with it after writing. Like, we've written about, like, 10 songs, I think, and we've gotten, like, very used to writing them, so it's been easier.
Haven't played. Like, there's a song that I really enjoyed, but I don't really think it fitted our music style, and we never played it. We never played it, but it was a really good song, and I wish we could play it today, but hopefully we'll do it in the future.
As long as we keep on writing songs, we're just going to keep on getting better and better.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, which do you guys find it? Do you find it easier writing your own, original music, or I mean, you guys have done some mashups as well. Which do you find easier to work out?
Probably originals. They're a little phrase it how we want to phrase it. It's not really like how a real phrase it, how the other person does it, and you have everything on. You do it how you want to do it, and it comes together great when you play it.
Right.
I think that mashups are a little bit more fun though than the original songs.
I think that people like the mashups better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like that they're both fun, don't get me wrong, but the mashups are a little more, like, entertaining to actually perform, because, like, they look at us and we're, like, 12 to 14 years old, and they look at us and they see that we're producing all this music with all the mashups, and they're like, I couldn't even do that, and it's really like, it's really breathtaking.
It is.
Don't get me wrong, playing originals is still, like, really fun. People still think, how did they come up with this stuff? How did they come up with these really catchy and great riffs?
Especially Higher Love. Full chorus.
Yeah, especially Higher
Love. It's just one of our new favorite songs that we like playing. I don't think we've played it in a show yet. I think we played a few small shows with it, but I'm sure that the next few shows that are coming up, people are going to really like Higher Love, especially because of that. It's like a change in the chorus. It goes from a really hard, like, rock beat to a, like a soft kind of flowy chorus. So I really can't wait to play that tomorrow and the next day after that.
Yeah,
and
like
it's funny to see the looks on people's faces when we're playing mashups, because sometimes they're looking at us like they know what song we're playing, and then we go to a totally different song, and then they just like, wait, and then they just lose, like.
Yeah, they just look confused. But
Well, I'll tell you this. Every time I hear Zeppelin's Kashmir, I think of you guys, and I'd rather hear you guys doing your version with Adele's mashup, because I just love that version.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, since you guys talked up so highly of Higher Love, how about we play that for everybody so they get a taste of the new Giffords Lane?
Definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Amazing.
Here we go. Off of the new EP that's available now on iTunes, the EP is called Just Enough. Here is the new. Is this going to be like your new single, shall we say?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Here it is, Higher Love, Giffords Lane. And there it is, Higher Love, Giffords Lane, and tremendous. You can definitely hear the maturity and all of you.
Thank you.
I feel like a proud papa. I was just saying, actually, to my co-host Nick, we were instant messaging back and forth, and I said to him, it's funny. Like last time you guys came on the show last year, Mike did most of the talking for you guys, and you can hear like now you guys are standing on your own and able to hold the interview yourself now.
Definitely, yeah.
See, you're becoming veterans of the whole scene. So now, 2013 was a big year for you guys. You had a lot of exposure, a lot of big shows.
Definitely.
And now we're in the 2014, the new EP. What are the plans? I know you got some more big shows coming up. We're going to go through your list of dates, but what other big things you got beside the EP and shows? Any other big plans or?
Well, tomorrow
we got a lot of big shows coming up.
UMMR, and then at night we're going to be playing a show.
JC Dobbs.
JC Dobbs.
Yeah, actually, here's the dates I have for you guys. Tomorrow morning, Preston and Steve, you'll be on. Are you guys performing on the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to be playing the new song, Higher Love, or one of the other new songs?
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Tomorrow night, you're playing at J.C. Dobbs on South Street, which is a legendary place. A lot of the biggest names in the business have played there. Nirvana, Pearl Jam. So it's a legendary place.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, you're at Xfinity Live at 5 o'clock before the Phillies game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're taking over Philly the next few days.
Definitely,
Yeah.
So when you guys come down to Philly, do you get cheesesteaks?
Yeah.
Yeah, my.
I'll give you a heads up. When you're down on South Street tomorrow night, right directly across the street from Dobbs, it's called Lorenzo's Pizza. It's probably the best pizza in Philly. And being from New York, you guys, being from New York, it's kind of like almost like New York style pizza. It's nice and big, and you guys would appreciate it. But if you want good cheesesteaks, right up the street at 4th and South is Jim Steaks. They're one of the best in the city as well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
April 19th, New York, the big record release party for Just Enough at the Bitter End.
Yeah.
This is
That's exciting.
I think, our 5th time playing at the Bitter End.
Yeah,
And
with the bitter end.
one of the biggest shows we're going to have because it's the revealing of it.
It's so nice playing there because we've been there so many times. We kind of know just what to do, and we always we'll go chill in the back. There's like this little room in the back that we'll always have fun in, and then the show starts and we get up and have fun. And it's a cool little place because it's not big and there's no reason to get nervous. It's kind of like a second home because we will get up on stage and just play and not really care how who's there. We will forget everybody there and we'll play like we're practicing, and we play so well there, and it's so fun, leaving at night and then we have the greatest nights of our lives just there, and then we go home and just remember the whole show and how good we did and all the songs we played and how all the practice that we did just paid off at that show. It's really nice.
And it's
that's
awesome,
definitely a good show.
Seeing everybody we know there, but it's also great when you see people walking in off the street.
Yeah, a lot of the shows we play, there's like a lot of people who we don't know, and like it's usually for like an event or something. Like in Philadelphia tomorrow, like it's like an event, so we're not gonna know anybody. But like at the Bitter End, like all of our friends and family come, so like it's like a good and we put on a good show. It's really fun. And it's just fun to be on that stage where all the celebrities have stood, like we're Lady
Gaga, please, sang at Bitter End.
And it's cool because that's where she started and got famous, and it's cool to play on there and think that someday we can follow just like her, just like she did, and begin to grow and grow and grow, and eventually become one of the most famous people in the world. So it's really nice knowing that we can play on the same stage as her, and everybody else that we played with is just it's really cool.
Now, Serena, you said something there that kind of stuck out, like where you guys played at Bitter End, a lot of the people that come there. It's kind of like your own crowd, a lot of your own fans from the area and all up in New York. But when you're playing a show like tomorrow night in Philly, where it's going to be a lot of new faces walking through that door or people that haven't experienced Giffords Lane, does that make you a little more nervous?
I think it makes me a little less nervous because I feel like playing in front of our family and friends gives us more pressure that we need to play spot on. But then when we play for other people, I feel more comfortable. Like I feel really comfortable, and I just like playing for new faces and to see the reaction of when they hear us.
Yeah.
it's definitely fun to, like as Dylan said, perform in front of new faces. And even though there's people that we know at the bitter end, we'd still perform the same both ways. So
yeah, kind of, because Serena's mom actually has an after party after that, and they're one of the greatest. You go there.
It's always fun.
Yeah, the after party is always fun.
Yeah, we'll stay there at 12 o'clock with each other, just having fun, just it pays off to play a concert, and then you go back to a party feeling really, really proud, and that just makes you just so hyped up, and it's so fun to just play a show and then after go to a party. It's probably the most funnest thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Yeah, and it's
like a tradition for us. We played at the bitter end. Every single time we played at the bitter end, we've had an after party.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let me ask you this, because here's one of the questions I had, and this is a good time to throw it out there for you. Say when you guys go to the bitter end, you have a tremendous show, you're all hyped up, the adrenaline's pumping, you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, you have your nice big after party, the greatness of the night continues, but then the reality comes in when you get home, and say like your parents are like, all right, can you take the trash out? Is your homework done? Is this done? Like, does it just totally deflate the whole?
It's a whole different
We
world.
do it on a Saturday, so we don't have to worry about it too much. But
yeah.
once we get home, it's pretty late.
And then we have a break, so we get a week off school.
Oh yeah, spring break this weekend.
Yeah.
So just it's time to kick back and stuff. But it's weird going from playing a show to so many people, especially a big show where there's like people we don't know, new faces, and we do fantastic in the show, and then you come home and my mom's like, Sal, I'm gonna go check your homework, make sure that you're up to date on everything, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what? How did I go from that to like this to there? Like it's so weird.
Yeah. You're definitely in like two different you're in two different like perspectives. Like when you're on stage, you feel like you're a celebrity, you have like no cares in the world, like you're just like fine, and then when you get home, like you said, you're like, is your homework done? Is this done? You're like, I just performed the show. Come on. And
No, when I saw you guys twice last year. I saw you at the show at the Wells Fargo Center, the Philadelphia Soul Game, and then I also saw you a few weeks later at the World Cafe Live. And at that show especially, where it was a smaller show, but I got to meet some of your parents and people in your whole entourage, and what I saw was tremendous support from the parents and everybody in your entourage. I mean, that's truly great. I mean, you guys don't know how lucky you truly are, because I know, like myself growing up trying to play music, I had no support from my parents. So I mean, something you should be really proud. Like they hated it, hated with a passion. Me even thinking about trying to take up music. So be very, very thankful for what you have, kids.
I feel like we couldn't have done it without our
them.
parents.
Definitely not. No way.
They're the ones who like buy all the equipment, and like if it was just us, me, Sal, Dylan, and Nick running the band, we'd be nowhere.
Yeah, I don't even think I would know what to do.
Before I say anything,
I'd
really like to thank Eleanor for getting us all these shows and all these things that we've coming up. So a really big thank you to her, because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here. And, thank you so much.
She's been a really
big
she's
help. Awesome. She's awesome.
She's a really good lady here.
All right, so tomorrow morning, Preston and Steve, WMMR. Do you know what time you're going on?
I think really early. We have to leave really early tomorrow from our houses, because I'm not going to school tomorrow, and I'm sure none of us are, because we have to wake up at
definitely
not.
I
have to wake up.
So our spring break starts pretty early.
Yeah. We got
So tomorrow morning, Preston and Steve, tune in. They'll be on playing a surprise, and then tomorrow night. Now, is it 5 o'clock you guys go on? Do you know, or that was the time I saw?
I think tomorrow night is the other show, so 7 o'clock.
Okay, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. I'm sorry. 7 o'clock. JC Dobbs. check them out there. And then Saturday is 5 o'clock at Xfinity Live before the Phillies game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so how about this? How about before we let you go, we'll play another song? Or actually, you know what? You know what I need you guys to do? I need you guys to do an ID for me. I need you all to say, this is Giffords Lane, and you're listening to Totally Driven Radio.
Sure. This is Giffords Lane, and you're listening to Totally Driven Radio.
Maybe we should
This
do
is
that.
Giffords Lane.
Whoa.
Wait. I'll count this off.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
There you go. Count it off, and then do it. There you go.
1, 2, 3.
This is
Giffords Lane, and you're listening to Totally Driven Radio.
Maybe we should do that again.
Try one more time.
All right, ready?
1, 2, 3. This is Giffords
Lane, and you're listening to Totally Driven Radio.
I'll count you off. You ready? 1.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
This is Giffords Lane,
and you're listening to Totally Driven Radio.
And I'm gonna play them all at the same time. This way, it's like echo, 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 echo. All right. So, which song should we play for you guys before we let you go?
Maybe
Just enough?
Yeah.
Just enough.
Just enough. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for coming on, and
Thank you.
continued success. Wish you guys all the luck in the world, and hope to talk to you again sometime soon.
Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Have fun over the weekend in Philly. Eat a cheesesteak for me. I'm on a diet. All right, guys, here we go. Here's Giffords Lane. Get their new EP on iTunes. It's called Just Enough, and here's the title track, Just Enough. All right, everybody, there they are. Giffords Lane with Just Enough. Remember what I said earlier, Nick, about I can hear a hit?
Yeah.
It hits. It's so freaking scary. These kids are pumping out these tunes, and they have hit potential. Scary.